Somewhere in this night, somewhere near Collinwood, there is one who must destroy in order to exist. He has just wreaked new destruction, and a frightened, desperate man has learned to live with terror.
Maggie!
What's the matter, Pop?
Where were you?
I just went out for a breath of fresh air.
You know you're not supposed to go out of the house alone. How can I trust you? You're going to sneak off every time that you're going away?
I didn't sneak out. I just walked out the front door.
Well, you must remember that you've got to be careful. We're still in danger.
So you've told me 1,000 times.
It's the truth.
The truth is, you're trying to make me afraid of my own shadow. I can't live that way. I won't live that way.
Maggie, I'm only trying to protect you.
I know what you're trying to do, but there isn't any need for it any longer.
Unfortunately, there is. Something had happened. Something you don't know about.
What is it?
Read the paper.
Pop.
Oh, you know why I panicked when you disappeared?
Yes.
Well, he's still around. So we got to be more careful than ever.
Why can't the police find him?
I wish I knew.
Did the girl get a good look at him?
Yes. But apparently it was just a dark figure. He just came from nowhere.
From nowhere.
Well, that's what she said.
Pop. I'm scared.
Yeah, I know. So am I. That's why we're going to put a 24-hour watch on you.
Who's that?
I don't know. Oh, I'll get it. Oh, Dave.
Hello, Sam. See, you got the evening paper. I treated the girl. She's gonna be all right.
What happened to her?
Well, nothing that bad, Maggie. She's got some scratches on her neck and she lost some blood and...
Blood.
Sam, I'd like to talk to you for a minute. Do you mind, Maggie?
Mind what?
I want to have a little talk with your father.
Well, I could use a cup of coffee, darling. Why don't you go make some for us?
All right.
Well, what is it you didn't want to say in front of Maggie?
Sit down, Sam. Now, look, I know you think some of my theories are far-fetched, but
Talking about little Sarah, you still got this wild idea that she's a ghost?
I wasn't even thinking of her at the moment.
What are you thinking about, then?
Sam, I'm thinking about this maniac and the things that he's doing.
What about him?
Well, it's obvious we've both come to the conclusion that he's far from an ordinary man.
What are you getting at now?
Well, only that Maggie's in much worse danger than even we, at our most pessimistic, imagined. And the danger's getting worse every day. Now, we can't stall around, Sam. We've got to do something.
We've done everything we possibly can do. What else can be done?
I've got a plan.
What is it?
Well, now, before I tell you, I want to warn you. It's risky.
Go on.
I think we ought to set a trap for this maniac.
A trap?
I think we ought to get the people in town to believe that Maggie's memory's beginning to return. Now, if he hears that, he's got to come out into the open, and we'll be waiting for him.
I mean, you want to set Maggie up as a target?
She's going to be safe enough, Sam. We'll have police hidden all over the property. He won't be able to get to her.
Yeah, but what if he...
No, we'll see that he isn't. We'll take every possible precaution.
Yeah, but what if it isn't enough? What if he gets through to her?
We've got to do something to stop this man, Sam. I warned you that there was an element of risk involved.
Element of risk? You're asking me to risk my daughter's life.
I know, and it's a terrible thing to ask a man. But listen, with police swarming all over the place, whatever risk there is would be minimal.
I can't do it, Dan.
Will you at least think about it before you dismiss the idea completely?
Nothing to think about. I've already made up my mind. I'm not going to risk Maggie's life.
Well, it's your decision.
If you're in my place, I imagine you'd feel the same way.
I probably would. It was just a last desperate move to get this madman out into the open.
Oh, it's too dangerous. Well, maybe he'll find that Maggie isn't a threat to him anymore and he'll just go away.
Maybe.
Well, we gotta hope that anyway.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Listen.
It's those dogs again.
Remember the night that started happening?
Yeah. Night that Maggie disappeared.
Why did you do it, Barnabas?
What are you talking about?
The girl who was attacked, it's all over town.
Is it?
Everybody's up in arms. The police are all over the place asking questions.
It will quiet down.
But things were quiet. People were starting to forget, and you had to stir them up again. Now, why? Why did you do it?
Willie, I don't have to explain my actions to you.
Well, does this mean that things are going back to the way they were? You're not going to cooperate with Dr. Hoffman? You're not going on with the experiments?
The experiments will continue.
Then why did you do it? Why did you think you had to do it?
Willie, I told you I don't have to offer explanations.
I know why you did it.
Do you?
Hey, you did it because you got scared and you panicked, but you shouldn't have.
And what do you suppose frightened me?
Well, I saw the way you were earlier. You were scared Sarah was in this house and you didn't have any control over
Be
her.
quiet, Willie.
Hey, you're scared of losing your power. Scared you can't live as a normal man. That's why you went out
I told you to be quiet, Willie.
You know, Barnabas, things can't go on like this. Because one day they'll catch you and they'll find out what you are.
That will never happen.
It could happen. What if that girl had seen you?
She didn't.
Well, what if she caught a glimpse of something she'll remember later?
She didn't see anything.
Well, how can you be sure?
Because I am.
Now, you can't take chances like this. Barnabas, look, I know you're scared of a lot of things. Scared of losing Vicky Winters. Scared of how much David knows. Scared of Maggie
I'm
Evans.
telling you for the last time, be quiet, Willie.
Okay. I just hope you feel as safe as you think you are.
I want you to do something for me.
What?
I want you to go into town and find out what's going on and what is being said.
Because you really don't feel so safe.
You have your instructions, Willie. Carry them out.
Okay. But things can't go on like this, Barnabas. They can't.
Go!
Remember anything at all.
Well, try again, Maggie.
It's no use.
All right, Maggie. Take it easy. We'll call it quits for today, huh?
You don't ever think I'll regain my memory, do you?
Oh, I'm sure it's going to come back in time.
I don't. I don't think I'll ever remember what happened to me.
Maggie, no more talk like that. We've all got to keep our hopes up. All of us.
What did you say to Pop when I left the room?
There's nothing important.
Well, I know it was about me. What was it?
Maggie, it doesn't matter now.
I want to know.
Well, I told your father about a plan I'd thought of, but he didn't go along with it, so that's that.
Plan? What kind of plan?
Well, a plan I had to make the man who kidnapped you come out into the open.
How?
Now, look, your father said no to the idea, Maggie, so does it matter?
Well, it does to me. I want to know what the plan was.
Well, I thought it might be a good idea if we spread the word around town that you were beginning to get your memory back. And that might force our man to make a move. And we'd set a trap for him with the cooperation of the sheriff.
Might work.
Well, Sam said no to the idea, and I think he might be right.
Why?
Well, because it involves too much danger for you, Maggie. It's just too risky.
I want to take any kind of a risk. Just to make sure this nightmare will be over once and for all.
You may be willing, but Sam isn't. I can't say I blame him. I know how I'd feel if you were my daughter.
I'll talk to Pop. I'll persuade him to do it.
Maggie, he is adamant on the subject. I don't think you're going to get him to budge.
We've got to do it. We're going to go through with it.
Well, you see what you can do with him. I'm sorry I have to go now, Maggie.
It's going to work. It's got to work. Who is it?
Sheriff Patterson.
Come on in, Sheriff.
Hello, Maggie. I got here as quickly as I could. I've been thinking about this plan of yours.
It's not my plan, it's Dr. Woodard's, but I think it's going to work.
Well, I think there's a flaw in it.
What's that?
Maggie, George?
Sam, how are you?
What are you doing here, George?
Well, Maggie sent for me.
Well, why'd you do that, darling?
Doesn't he know?
No.
Oh, come on, what's going on?
Well, I told him Dr. Woodard's plan. I want to go ahead with it.
I forbid it. I absolutely forbid it.
Pa!
No. No, the answer is no. Put that idea right out of your head. Now, Dave shouldn't even told you anything about it.
But he did, and it's my life that I'm risking, and I want to go ahead with it.
I forbid it.
But how much of a risk would there be if I were well guarded?
You were well guarded before. It didn't keep that madman from getting to you.
Pa!
I'm sorry, Maggie, but I refuse to let you do it. Now, there's no sense in talking about the whole thing. Forget
Pop,
about it.
it would work, and we'd be free of all this. Sheriff, please talk to him. Just tell him.
Maggie, I'm not convinced the plan would work either.
Why not?
Well, like I said before, your plan is fine, but there's a flaw in it.
What is it?
Well, if Sam walked into the Blue Whale and started saying that your memory was coming back, nobody would believe him.
Why not?
Because Sam knows that that would put your life in danger. And everybody else knows it too. Sam would naturally keep quiet. A public announcement that your memory was returning would seem to be exactly what it is, a trap.
George is right, darling. Nobody would buy it. George?
No, thanks.
Unless
Unless what?
Unless you pretended to be drunk, and you let just enough slip out to make everybody suspicious.
And if I pretended to try to keep you quiet.
Yes, that way the news would be spread around town and nobody would suspect a trap.
I don't know, that might work.
It would. I know it would.
Sam, I think it's worth a try.
No, George.
Pop, please say yes.
I can't, Maggie. I can't let you risk your life.
My life? What kind of a life do you think I'm leading now? I'm practically a prisoner in my own home. I'm beginning to suspect the least little sound. Every time I look out the window, I think there's somebody out there that's trying to get at me. And sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, and I hear a footstep outside. And I try to scream, and I can't. I think I'm going out of my mind.
No, Maggie. Now, don't talk like that.
But it's true. If this goes on much longer, I'm going to go insane.
Maggie.
Listen. Those dogs.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, darling.
Pop, there's something out there that's trying to get at me.
Maggie.
Pop, please help me.
Now, Maggie, stop it.
Pop!
Now, Maggie, you're safe.
Safe.
Yes, you're safe. You're absolutely safe. Nothing can get at you in here.
Pop, I'm so scared.
Don't be, darling. You have no reason to be afraid.
Pop, this is just tearing me apart. It's got to end. It's got to.
George, can you guarantee that the house will be absolutely secure?
I'll have a man behind every bush and tree, if you give the word.
Then it's all right? You'll give your permission to go ahead with it?
Yes. Against my better judgment.
Pop, thank you.
Sam, come on, let me drive you home.
No! Another drink.
You don't need another drink.
Always time for another drink. Bob Rooney, give me a double martini on the rocks, huh?
All right to serve him, Sheriff?
I guess one will be all right.
Yeah, well, one for a starter, right, George, right?
Give me a ginger ale, huh?
Anything new on that attack last night, Sheriff?
No, not a thing.
You mean you haven't got the slightest clue as to who the guy could be?
Not the slightest.
Well, you better come up with something real fast. The people are beginning to panic.
You don't have to tell me that.
Oh, well, the panic will be over in a couple of days, right, George?
Sam, be quiet.
What is he talking about?
Nothing, not a thing. You know, Sam, he gets a couple of drinks under his belt and he just likes to talk.
He sounds as if you're onto something.
No, I just told you, we're not.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Hey, who's going to pay for these drinks?
I'll drink with you, Sam, but I'm not going to pay for your drinking habit.
No, wait a minute. I think you owe me a drink. Yes, because Maggie's going to make you a public hero.
Knock it off.
What does he mean by that?
Nothing, not a thing.
Maggie hasn't started to remember the guy who kidnapped her, has she?
No, of course not.
No, of course not. Well, how about that other drink, George?
All right, Sam, I'll buy you the drink, but let's go to a table, huh? Bob, listen, do me a favor, will you?
What's that?
Forget everything Sam just said, huh? He was just talking.
Why? Are you
Never-
really onto something?
No, just do as I said. Forget everything he said, all right?
Okay.
Well, that ought to do it. At least half a dozen people overheard us. A rumor that Maggie's memory is coming back ought to be all over town first thing in the morning.
Yeah. And after that, she'll be a sitting duck. You better guard her very well, George. Her life is in your hands. What?
Oh, he didn't come right out and say her memory was coming back. He hinted at it, and the sheriff tried to stop him from saying it.
Then Dr. Hoffman will have to prevent her memory from coming back.
What if she can't?
She must.
Barnabas, the best thing for you to do is to leave town tonight before she remembers anything.
I will never leave Collinwood.
What are you going to do?
You'll find out soon enough. Perhaps before this night is over.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.